Thank you all for joining us. My name is Dan Marshall and I'm from the Met's Education Department. Thank you for joining us for today's Zoom conversation for Met patrons and subscribers with soprano Christine Goerke and mezzo-soprano Joyce DiDonato. This Saturday at 1:30 Eastern, Joyce will be giving the latest performance of our Met Stars Live in Concert series, of which Christine is the host. Our thanks to these two great artists for giving us their time today. And with that, Christine, I will vanish and let you get this conversation started. So thank you both for being here. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dan. See you.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are so happy that you are here. I know that Joyce will join me in thanking you. The relationship between the artists and the audience is a very special one, and I'm very happy to be able to preserve that in this way, and we thank you so much for your support. So, Joyce.
Girl.
Hi. Memo, so that's the most important part of this so far.
I have to say, it is so good to see your face, and I can't see all the other faces online behind the screen, but it's good to know that you're all there too. And Christine, I tell you, I don't think you realize what like a touchstone you are for us in this period, because when I saw the first concert and then I saw Renee's, I wrote you as well, and I was like,
you did.
Just seeing your face, it was just like being home. And you're doing such a beautiful job with these, and you're guiding us all through this period that none of us know how it goes, right? We're all improvising, and you're a very steady presence for us, and it's a gift.
You are so kind. Listen, I'm so happy to be able to be part of this and to find the way to make that bridge between what we have right now and what will be again. But right now, we are able to continue to bring art to people, to touch each other's souls in this way. And I know, you're such a stage creature. I know that you feel the way that I do. Doing this, it is a necessity, but it also is different than being in front of the audience where they give us the energy back.
I miss that a lot. These online things that we've been asked to do, I know we've done it happily. And particularly, I thought the Met Gala, the online gala that happened, was something so human and special and so of that moment. But it also, I feel very sad. It's why I haven't been able to do too many of these things, because there's a difference in putting music together and creating music in the same space. That having been said, creating music in the same space but without the audience is something that it feels unfinished. It is unfinished. What I think is really interesting about this series that the Met has started, that I'm going to try to capture, is that it's a new medium. It's live, but it's through a camera. And we've been doing this for a while with the Met Live in HD. This is a different animal, and so I've tried to unleash my creative forces on this and play to what this medium is. And I love the fact that it's live, because that, even if I don't see the audience, Lisa said it so well in her concert 2 weeks ago, that she may not see you, but she feels everybody, and I know it will feel the same. But it's also to play with the moment where we are in this medium and see, okay, what can we create?
I think that's absolutely right.
I might just explain where I am. So I am in this amazing hall in Boheme, Germany, where it's an old steel plant. This is an old coal mining town that fell into disrepair decades ago, and it's reemerged as this incredible artistic hotspot. And this is an old plant where they now do art installations and all kinds of different performances, and the Ruhr Triennale, which is a very famous art exhibit here. And so way back there, that's going to be my stage. And they're doing lighting rehearsal, and Peter Gelp is on a Zoom call over there. And so they're going to be doing lighting back there, and I'm just here as a bee on the wall and getting super excited about this experience in this venue.
Well, I know that we are all crazy excited about it as well. I cannot wait for Saturday. And I have to say, it's one of the things that you do the most beautifully. You're such a storyteller when you do recitals or you put on concerts. And even your recitals, they're not really recitals per se. It's always a show somehow. It's something from the beginning to the end. It is something in its entirety. And you're doing this again. You have created a program that goes all the way from Monteverdi, and then it has a world premiere in it, but there's so much in between. And I know that you've given 3 sections to the program. Can you tell us a little bit about your program?
Yes, happily.
No.
No. Tune in for whatever it will be. You know, it's this kind of platform I take really seriously. Well, I mean, you're the same way. Anytime we get on stage, right? We take it really seriously. There are people that have paid a lot of money, given up a lot of time, and they're coming, and I don't want them to have the same experience they had last year or that they could have tomorrow night. It's a unique one-off thing. And so I was thinking a lot about what I wanted to put out and with this medium, and the fact that the creative sort of tsunami that has built up in me in these 6 months of being quiet, to unleash that a little bit. And Peter Gelp and Gary Halverson, this team that's putting this together, I called him. Originally, we were supposed to do this in Barcelona, and that was going to be one kind of a program, lighthearted with Spanish music and a guitar. And then COVID raised its ugly head again, and we have to change venues. And at the same time, I was thinking, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel like it's the moment for me to come out and go, da, 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 da. Because that's not where I am. And I don't think where the world is right now. And so I gave a lot of thought to what I wanted to say. I gave a lot of thought, again, to the medium, that there's not an audience. So I started to concentrate on pieces that could be fully enjoyed in solitary, in a solitary setting. Pieces that are very introspective and very personal. And I thought that would work well with the camera and with the kind of sense of isolation that this program has. And at the same time, I thought, I don't want to ignore where we all are. I don't want to ignore what's happening around us in 360 on steroids. You know, I've been saying that if ever a year was built for opera, it is 2020.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Murder. Okay.
Murder hornets.
Murder hornets. So I thought, I'm not going to shy away from this, and I want to get to a place where I can sing about the things I love to sing about, hope and beauty and love. But I can't do that until I clear the air a little bit, until I look at where we are. And you'll understand this. You know, if I was proposing this program to my university jury selection, they'd be like, are you insane? but I wanted...
in school anymore, isn't it?
It's so nice.
Really good.
So I thought, let's just go right into the eye of the storm and meet it where it is, and then move on, and then clear the air and remember what hope feels like. So I'm starting with this extraordinary Monteverdi piece, one of the first operas written, so we're going back way in time, Addio Roma, where Octavia has to leave and say goodbye. And then I'm going to turn around, join the piano, because I have an ensemble from Il Pomodoro that will, you know, theobor and cello and all this. And we're going to crash right into Didon's utter mad scene, which is, I cannot find another better, more profound rage aria than Didon's. She doesn't know what to do with her rage. And finally it gives over. And once she releases all of that, decides to kill herself, I thought, well, now how do I follow that up? And I've chosen the Mahler Ich bin der Welt abhanden gekommen. And it's, I will tell you, it's the one piece, it's new for me, and it's the one piece I turn to it in this quarantine time, because it's when I didn't have the words to express or understand what I was feeling, this music and the text of Ruckert gave it to me. I have to leave behind things that no longer serve me. And I want to live in my place of love and my song. And once I get into that place of song, then we can move on.
I'm never going to make it past the Mahler. So, okay, well, I look forward to not making it past the Mahler.
Mahler and favorite.
And cinema. Well, okay, so before we go any further, there is a brief clip of you that we want to see in action on the Met stage. On Saturday, we're going to be seeing a brief excerpt of the prayer scene from Donizetti's Maria Stuarda. So here's a short clip from the live and HD performance of that opera in 2013. Dan, can you bring that up, please?
Chorus so much. I miss hearing their voices.
I miss all of it. But
Yeah.
also I'm half crying because I miss it and half crying because I remember when you did it the first time. And do you remember? And it made me cry the first time I heard you do it, and it made me cry listening to it just now. It seems to be, we can always tell when a performer is connected with something, truly, like completely to their soul. This, listening to you sing this is attached to you. Why did you want to include this in the concert?
Well, because I'm trying to create a narrative through the whole thing. I need a couple breaks in the program, and I wanted to make sure we didn't break the flow of what's happening. It's one reason, and this is the power of people joining their voices together in cause of something common that they're hoping for. And it also features in the incredible way the incredible Metropolitan Opera Chorus, the supers. Maria Zivchik's there. I mean, she just made me cry every night. The Metropolitan Opera Orchestra, and of course all the people behind the scenes. You don't put up that opera without everybody. And so, I'm over here in Germany. I'm not able to invite Met Orchestra musicians to be with me here and all of that, and I miss everybody. So I wanted to find a way to include the full forces of the opera company, the family of who we are. And
if that's not what we're doing, I don't know what any of this is about. So I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to hear you do it. I'm glad that it's included. Bear with me. Normally there's a teleprompter in front of me. I have some things that if I don't make sure that I touch on, I'm going to be in trouble. So I'm reading on the side. It's how I do. So
profile of your hair.
I know, it's pretty good, right? Hold please. I love the things. So this program is going to give Met audiences a chance to see a different side of your artistry, as you've not performed at the Met any of the operas represented, except for Nozze di Figaro. So from Handel's Ariodante to Monteverdi's Ritorno di Ulisse in Patria. That's kind of a handful, I'm not going to lie to you, but that's what it's called.
Okay.
I got it. How are you feeling about sharing your interpretations of those works in this performance in a different medium?
Well, this was another one of my considerations. I could have sort of done a parade of arias that are associated with me at the Met, but I think many of those, I feel like I did them and I said what I wanted to say with them. And I thought this was an opportunity to bring pieces I'll probably never sing at the Met, most of them probably won't sing on that stage. And so it's a way to introduce different repertoire that wouldn't necessarily fit on the stage, but works astonishingly well in this medium, the intimacy of it and really valid music. It's also, I think, a testament to the Met that I can basically do 400 years of music in the course of an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes, from Cesti and Monteverdi all the way through to things being written today. So it is. I'm happy for that. You know that with recitals, that it gives us the chance to show different elements of who we are, and it's a different side of what I've been doing for years.
Do you find that doing something in a setting that is seemingly contrary to what you might expect for these grand operas, a place that, you know, it has sort of that, it has so much history, but it's not exactly the first thing that we would think of. For me, working in a space like that gives pieces new life. How do you find that changing the space affects what you are doing?
So it does a lot, because it's the environment, and you know, they're working a lot with lighting here, which is kind of taking my breath away. And so the lighting is going to be really a part of the narrative. They've worked a lot on the structure of the story, that their narrative that we're sort of going with. And that affects you. You know, when there's a spot and everything else is black, you feel that sense of isolation. If it starts to heat up and it becomes red, you know, as I don't know what they're going to do when, but as Didon is talking about tearing apart the limbs of the sons of warriors and putting them in the sea, that calls for perhaps red light. So it becomes part of the theater of what we're doing. What I love about this venue is that we're going to have this, I'm sort of playing with this idea of two worlds all the time. I have the Baroque world, and then Carrie Ann Matheson, extraordinary piano player. She was a Lindemann Young artist. She worked at the Met on the staff for a long time, one of the best prompters I've ever worked with. Now she's conducting. She's about to take over the San Francisco Young Artist Training Program there. Good. We love that. She's going to be on the piano, and they're on different sides of this world that we're creating. In this industrial place that was about hard building, constructing, modern technology, far from the world of art that we usually are. We're also, there's a lot in this program, but it's gonna come together. We're also bringing art from an incredible Mexican artist, Bosco Sodi, and he's built from the clay in Mexico, the ground, these incredible, like 600 kilogram spheres of clay that he's crafted by hand, that he's built custom kilns, they've dried in the sun. It's sort of bringing in this presence of the timeless Mother Earth nature world, which I think has spoken to a lot of us in this period of confinement. We've been able to hear birds again, and we're taking walks, and we're reconnecting to that side of nature. And that plays in, once the rage is done, I'm turning to the world of nature and things that connect to our human spirit. And so the presence of these spheres, which I think at times will look like planets and will look at like suns and moons. I mean, it's really incredible what's happening here. It will be in great contrast against the steel and the man-made structure. This is sort of like an industrial cathedral in a way. And I like that juxtaposition. because I think it's what we're all feeling. We're caught between the light and the dark now. We're caught between all these things that are polarizing and that are far apart, and we're caught in the middle, and it feels like we're being ripped in two. So my ideas with this is that let's meet that where it is in the setting, in the music, and let's see where we end up at the end.
I think that's all that we're all going to be able to do in the end anyway. So this is an absolutely beautiful metaphor for what we're going through right now. And, you know, you do talk about this hugely varied program that you have, and we are starting with Monteverdi. Let's talk about I Dream a World. Tell me about Kenyatta Hughes. Tell me about how the piece came to be. Tell me all the things about this work.
We don't have enough time.
Okay, tell me some of the things about this work.
I'll do my best. You know, I mean, this is, it's going to be very special. I met Kenyatta. Ooh, it's a lot of mood lighting now.
It was very fancy just now.
I met Kenyatta 4.5, 5 years ago. When I joined a program at Carnegie Hall called Musica Cambia, and they go into Sing Sing maximum security prison, and they teach composition to the men who are incarcerated there. And when I joined, they'd been going for about 9 years, and I joined them about 4.5 years ago. And Kenyatta was one of the first men in this program. He'd had a little bit of a musical background, but when this came in, he jumped at the chance. And he was able to develop his skills as a songwriter, his skills as a performer, and he's really one of the most incredible guys I've ever met. He was released last fall, and there's parts of this on YouTube. We should link to it. He didn't go home when he was released. His wife came and picked him up, and she took him to the education space at Carnegie Hall, where teachers from the program and other men who had been released that worked with him there in the music program, they were all waiting. They rehearsed a couple hours, they had dinner, and then he gave his first Freedom Note concert, performing 12 or 13 songs that he had written while he was inside. And that's where he wanted to be on his first evening out of Sing Sing, after having been in for quite a long time. And so I saw him on subsequent visits, and I got to sing some of the music that he wrote for me inside in concerts there in the prison. And when I was putting together this program, the last part, I wanted to get into the world of love and peace and, you know, all those things I love to sing about. And I was missing something. And because, I mean, quite honestly, as an American singer right now, I am having a very hard time. I want to recognize what America is going through in terms of the racism and these race riots, and to try and find a productive and powerful way to contribute to the conversation and to helping us move into that place of equality. So I was saying, can I sing a spiritual? I don't know if that's the right thing. I don't know. I wanted to pay tribute to it somehow without being too obvious. And are we okay? Christine, I see you frozen. I'm guessing we're okay. Yeah, I keep talking. Okay, we're good.
Sorry, got you.
Okay. And so I was looking at poetry and things, and I came across the Langston Hughes poem, I Dream a World, which took my breath away. And it said everything I was feeling and everything I wanted to say. And I thought, I know who I want to set this. And I called Kenyatta literally 3 weeks ago. And I said, how do you feel about writing a song for this little concert from the Metropolitan Opera, live streamed, and I'd give the world premiere of it, and setting this text if it speaks to you? And he said yes. And he's written, it's such a beautiful, difficult piece in that it speaks about peace, it speaks about the dream of unity, and he's very aware that we're not there yet. So it's it's talking about something that we are dreaming for and aiming towards, but we are not there yet. Called our good friend Craig Terry, asked him if he would help with the arrangement of it, and in a week we had our song. And it
That's absolutely amazing.
It will be with piano and cello and mezzo. And
I cannot wait to hear this. I think that this is, for me, this is going to be the thing that I am the most looking forward to. I look forward to any time you open your mouth, but this in particular, I have been so excited to hear and to be a part of on the other side of it, you know.
One thing that I know, and also this is for you too, it's instead of talking about how important music is in everybody's life and talking about it, this is a demonstrative, living relic and now an existing thing that demonstrates it through the expressive force of him writing music and my singing it. And I think that's important. We can't lose sight of how paramount this is. And I want to say, not just to get audiences back in the seats. That's not why we have to be fierce about this. We have to be so active about bringing music back into the schools so that people have a chance to express all this stuff they don't understand. Because if they don't have a way to express it, it will come out in violent ways that tear our society apart. And I'm not saying music is the only answer, but it is such a concrete, tangible, important way to give people a way to understand the confusion and the things that they're feeling. So
it's a reflection of emotion in any way. It's the thing that we turn to when we need to heal. It is the thing that we turn to out of anger to give us some peace. It is the thing that we turn to recall joy. Music is something that is so very much a part of our lives. And you're right, it's not about getting people back into seats. It's about allowing this thing that is a part of us as human beings exist. And it needs to exist. And it's what you are saying is so important. And I'm very glad that you're out there doing the good work. So thank you.
Well, so are you, girl.
Well, you know. Mm-hmm. So there's a million things we need to talk about the program. I want to get through this, and then there's some audience questions that I want to do. So in a video segment during the performance, we're going to see part of a conversation that you had last week with Sister Helen. You, of course, have memorably portrayed her in Jake Heggie's opera, and because of that relationship with Dead Man Walking, can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with Sister Helen, why you wanted her to be part of this program? I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't, but tell us why you wanted her to.
You don't meet Sister Helen Prejean and not leave a conversation better off. And as she said, more alive than when you finished it. She is a tsunami of love and intelligence and fierceness, and she's unbelievable. The reason I wanted to speak with her for this program is because I wanted to ask her what it's like to have her life and her story and the story that has evolved from her told in an opera. Mm-hmm. Because I think it's good for us, even those of us that love opera, right? It's good for us to come back and say, wait again, why is this important? And why does this work? And why is this powerful? Like, what does opera bring to storytelling that other art forms don't? And what is the key, what is the thing that sets us apart, even from musicals or from plays or television cinema? And I wanted to hear from her because her story that she wrote was first a nonfiction book, and then it became, of course, the award-winning film with Susan Sarandon. And she speaks about it really beautifully, about what it's like to sit in a theater where everybody's experiencing this, well, very difficult story, but ultimately this incredible love story between herself and the man she served as spiritual advisor, who's executed at the end of the opera. She talks about the communal experience of us experiencing that side by side in the theater, and the power of music to enter us when maybe it won't enter us with an intellectual argument, but it can enter us at a deeper level. And so just all of us that, you know, are waiting to get back into the theaters, I wanted us to hear it from a different perspective about why we have to keep patient, hopeful, strong, fight, keep donating, keep being out there, keep singing, keep doing all of this, because it has life-changing effects.
Well, I completely agree about that. I look forward to seeing this clip, as well as I'm sure everybody else is as well. One of the things that I think is most rewarding about doing these Met Stars Live in concerts, that it brings together the artists and the audience, especially at a time, as you said, when we're really desperate to be together. I can't wait to be back on stage, as I know that you can't. But we talked about your impressions of this streaming format, and can you tell me what you feel like the challenges might be? We know what the good things about this are, but are there particular challenges that you find in performing in a way that, and the funny thing is that the first thing I thought of, do you find that there is a bit of us that is slightly selfish about what we do? And the part of us that does it for ourselves, being able to give us a room with no one in it, it gives us that place of sort of that solitary place that you discussed in the beginning. And it's a bit selfish, but when we're by ourselves, it's hard to share that with other people. In a way, you're able to have your cake and eat it too. Do you find that that is something that is part of this experience?
Well, I'll let you know on Saturday.
Perfect.
Honestly, because I haven't done this exact formula before. So I don't know. I've done recitals, I've done operas, I've done HD broadcasts, but this is a different animal. And I honestly, I've prepared as best I can, but there's also the wild card. I think for sure the biggest challenge is, I don't know if you knew this, but it's live. So like live.
What?
I know.
No way.
Yeah, totally.
Must be the live in concert part of the title.
It's live, but I think this was the genius of Peter in putting this together, is the insistence on it being live, because the audience feels it. You know when it's been edited, you know when it's been perfected and the better option was taken. And it will be raw. It will be what it is. And you know, I think this way as well, we thrive on that. We thrive on that adrenaline. I've been missing adrenaline, because when we do the pre-taped things, you're sitting there with your camera and you're restarting and you're restarting.
Right.
You know, all this, but this is an action, and we're off to the races.
Right.
I know what you mean about that intimacy. I'm curious to see what that will feel like, because I mean, we have some technicians, you know, everything's socially distanced, etc. I think the lifeline is that there are the musicians there with me. I'm not playing track, you know, and we're able to create the music again. But the fact that it's a new program for me, I've not done this in this order. Most of the things I've sung, some of the things I haven't. That's always a scary thing, and to do it live.
But you know, you say something about scary. You use the word scary and raw. And to me, going to a live performance and seeing someone standing up there exposing their soul, which is what we do every single time we walk out on that stage. Live performance does that.
Yeah.
That's the magic. That's the beauty of seeing the human soul raw. And whether we are afraid or not, we still choose to share it. And that, I think, is the magic of what's happening in this series.
And once that action is gone, there's no turning back, and you go. And this is, I mean, it's a bold program that I'm putting out there, but I just feel so, I'm sure you're having this too, these last 6 months of silence and uncertainty and deep grief. I mean, I've gone through a lot of grieving through this period. And I'll also tell you, I'm a little conflicted, because it's not quite survivor grief. That's not quite the right thing to say, but I'm so aware that I'm one of the very, very, very few lucky ones right now that I'm able to do this. There are so many artists that are stranded. And without that outlet, and without certainty of anything, nothing in this career is ever certain, you know that.
No,
but
of course.
A level of uncertainty that is, people's livelihoods are on the line. They're losing houses, they're losing their artistic center, they're losing livelihood, as I said. So all of this has made me really check in with myself about, do I want to still do this? How do I want to do it? And yes, I still want to do this.
Thank God.
But I'll tell you, I don't have any time for wasted notes, for wasted intent, for wasted money, for wasted effort. I feel like everything we get to do now is so precious. I mean, I've always felt that way, but it's elevated now.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure everything I ask people to be a part of is worth their time and their money and their effort, you know? So
yeah, the focus is very, very strong now. And it's very clear from hearing you speak that you are so focused on using the medium of music to better everyone around you and to give comfort to everyone around you. And in fact, that is what we're supposed to be doing. And you really excel at this. And I know that we are so much looking forward to this weekend. I know that I am personally. And I would sit here and yap at you all day because I have not seen you in forever because we're never in the same place. However, our viewers today have submitted some questions that I need to give a few to you, so see what you can come back with. So,
right.
See if I can pick the really embarrassing ones. There's no really embarrassing ones, but I'll make some up. Okay.
Please.
So we are, this is a really good one, actually. I wanted the answer to it. We are told to walk 10,000 steps a day. In Agrippina, how many days of steps did you do in those heels?
I have no idea.
So many.
But there were stairs involved.
I know.
There were stairs.
And you never fell, so bravo you.
Oh God, thank the Lord. You know, I mean, they're not Danielle Denise stilettos, let's be really clear. But you know, the thing is she, I mean, it just, I don't know. I think about Agrippina and I've got the walk there. It's
I was going to say, you're getting, the shoulders are coming to the party right now. I don't know what's happening, but it's good.
Oh my God, that was 300 years ago, but some of the most fun I have ever had on a stage. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
Almost
Here's
the cozy we did together in 2001, Houston.
Okay. Are you ready for that?
No, we did. Yeah. Dorabella and Fiordiligi. This is honest to God true. Yeah.
It was one of the most wonderful times. And I very vaguely recall a lot of margaritas, but that's going to be for another Zoom call. What? I don't either. Anyway, here's another question.
How did we not get fired?
What? I know. They can't fire me now, so that's fine. Okay, here's a good one. If you can perform any role outside of your vocal range, any role at all, written for anyone, what would it be?
Don Giovanni.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. I'd be there with popcorn for that one.
So here, I'm going to tell you a secret. Well, it's not a secret backstage, but I probably have not shared this thing. I'll tell you, I'm a very, well, okay, you wanted embarrassing. Here we go. I'm a very good girl. Like I grew up in Kansas City. I'm a very good girl. I put on pants in the pants roles that I do. I don't know what happens, but
watch out.
That had I been born as a guy in this life, I would have been a very, very bad boy. And so, you know, Giovanni, why not? Yeah.
Oh yeah. That is fierce. And I don't know what's embarrassing about that. I'd be wearing that on a t-shirt if I were you. That's fantastic. You're like, by the way, ask me about me in pants. Okay. Oh my goodness. What new roles are you studying? And related to that, how do you choose your roles? Has your voice changed as to influence those decisions?
I think my voice has been doing very well.
I know, right?
Yeah. You know, yes, I mean, I am working on, well, no, that's not really true. I'm kind of not working on new roles right now because, you know, right now, yeah. There's a couple, if things move forward, please let them move forward. There's some really like unexpected but cool things I'm really looking forward to. Everything willing. What was the other question?
It was how do you choose your roles? Has your voice changed to influence those decisions?
I don't know. I mean, about my voice changing so much, but I'm a bad judge of that. But yeah, the thing is, when I look for a role, I want to know that I have something that interests me to offer that role. And if there's 4 other people I'd rather hear the role, I won't do it.
I think that's a fair thing. I feel very much the same way about certain roles. And it's funny though, because I actually do have a stack of new things sitting on my piano that I haven't been able to find time to touch. So
anything you can share with us?
Well, they're completely wrong, I suppose. No, they're not wrong at all. No, I have been interested in looking at Santuzza, and I'm so sorry, fellow mezzos, but Verdi didn't write for my voice. Amneris has been on my piano for a while. Listen, I'm 50. Why not start to straddle everything? Other thing
that I want on a t-shirt. Did you just say?
We'll sell yours and mine. Great.
50, why not straddle everything? Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I love Christine Goerke.
The funny thing, this was another question. What do you love most about me? And apparently the answer is I say ridiculous things that belong on t-shirts. So there's that.
I love about you. Oh my God, where do I start? You are so alive. You are so fierce. First of all, you do the work of 80 people just by being a full-time singer and a full-time mom that you are, and all the supplemental things that you do, and now you're teaching, you're doing all this, and you give your heart and soul to every note and phrase that you sing. And you're also going to run an opera company someday, and it's going to
I'm totally going to run an opera company someday. That is truth. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Still singing, you can hire me.
Girl, please, you better come. I'm going to have $1.50, and I'm going to have to pay you with those t-shirts.
Oh God. Berta and the costume's gonna be, I'm over 50, something about straddling.
You're gonna wear it right under your suit for Don Giovanni. It'll be fine. I'll give you your first Don Giovanni. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please come to my opera company to see Joyce DiDonato sing Don Giovanni. Oh my goodness. Joyce, I think we're rolling up on the end of time, which I absolutely hate because I would love to talk to you forever and ever. But I'm so happy to see your face. Tell me.
You're going to ask me about Dame Janet Baker?
I was going to ask about this because you just interviewed her today.
This morning. So Dame Janet Baker, Christine Goerke, bookending my day, like astonishing. I just want to let people know that I don't know where it is yet. It's going to be on Facebook and all this. I wanted to pick her brains, her amazing, extraordinary, not her brains actually, her soul. Why did I just say that? But to have a conversation in depth with her about the Didon and about the Mahler. And it was 25 minutes of just exquisite artistic conversation. So maybe the Met will put some links out and all of that, because it's beautiful to hear her speak about these pieces that she made such an impact on.
Well, you know, it's really interesting. I'm looking forward to hearing that particular chat because, in fact, you two are such different animals, but such unbelievable compliments to each other in the repertoire that you share. And I want to hear the conversation between the two of you. So I'm sorry I got excited chatting with you and forgot to ask about that, but thank you for bringing it up because I want to see it. And I know that everyone else will want to see it as well.
It was really special. She came on the screen and she took my breath away because she was so radiant. And I asked her this yesterday and she just, I mean, Dame Janet Baker on a Zoom call, it's too much.
Because hashtag 2020, that's where we are now. And things like that get to happen. Lady, I am so happy to see your face. I cannot wait for Saturday. I know that all of our viewers feel the same way. I thank all of our viewers and our patrons and subscribers. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We will see you on Saturday. I cannot wait to see this fabulous lighting. And you always turn up in the most spectacular ensembles. So don't give anything away, but please know that I am looking forward to whatever it is that's going to be on you.
It's going to be a t-shirt that says, I'm over 50.
If you pull one out, I will send you cash money, just so you know. Okay.
Listen, thank you all. Thanks for your support. Thanks for staying with us. I hope you enjoy the concerts. I mean, the series is turning out so incredible because each one is so different, which is really thrilling. But we sing our hearts out for you. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay positive. Yeah, and vote.
Great. Dear, we'll see you on Saturday.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.